On the night of May 9th, the famous YSL mansion housing YSL kingpin Young Thug, alongside 28 members of YSL, was raided and members were arrested on a 56-count indictment in Fulton County. The 56-count grand jury indictment charges 28 members and associates of Young Slime Life, known as YSL. The indictment includes charges of conspiring to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations known as the RICO Act, as well as armed robbery charges and participation in criminal street activity. News TV caught this exclusive image and video of authorities taking Young Thug into custody on May 9th. Prosecutors have been working day and night for the last 2 years building up evidence against YSL and Young Thug. They also revealed they have thousands of pieces of evidence going against the street team, and this was described on the day of their arrests. Now, prosecutors say that YSL is a criminal street team that started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. YSL claims affiliation with the National Red. YSL's founders were Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, aka Slime, then Walter Murphy, aka DK, leaving Trontavious Stevens, aka Tick. Young Thug is accused of renting a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz, which was used in the commission of the passing of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival street member, on January 10th, 2015. Now, it wasn't until May 11th where Young Thug and Gunna had their first court hearing for bond. This ended in them being denied bond for countless issues. Now, issues within YSL didn't end here, as on May 13th, the sudden passing of YSL rapper Lil Keed started hitting news headlines. On May 13th, Lil Got It, a brother of Lil Keed, posted this on Instagram. "I can't believe I seen you pass today, bro. I did all my cries, I know what you want me to do. And that's go hard for mom, dad, our brothers, nature, and white boy," announcing the passing of Lil Keed. With the reasoning of his passing not being revealed until a few days later, No Jumper writes, Lil Keed complained to his friends and family that he was suffering from serious stomach pain in the days leading up to his passing. Now, with things getting so bad that he had to go to the hospital, multiple sources close to Keed tell the YSL label rapper had his own battles over the years with drinks and narcotics, but he had been clean and sober as of late. We're told last week he began experiencing severe stomach pain and went to an LA hospital to get checked out. Our sources say things got worse, and that Lil Keed's organs, liver, and kidneys all started failing, which then led to his passing. Young Thug was notified about this inside of jail almost immediately. Lil Keed being one of the first rappers that Young Thug signed to his YSL label, this was very, very heartbreaking for Thug inside of jail, as Young Thug's reaction to the passing of Keed starts with this. Lil Got It posted on Instagram, "Just talking to Young Thug yesterday. Keed, you really messed him up with this one, but we know you're guarding him through these times and you're gonna make sure that he's gonna be alright. We the proud family, can't nothing stop us." Just as you thought things couldn't get worse for Young Thug, something very bad was announced at his next hearing just a few days after Lil Keed's passing.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime, because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
prosecutors just revealed a few members of the 28 arrested are now creating proffer deals with the feds, giving them even more evidence and information on Young Thug in exchange for a lesser prison sentence for themselves. In the courtroom, it was also announced that Young Thug and his YSL associates are responsible for over 50 passings against rival street members with active instances of firearm use in the public. The Fulton County District Attorney, Fannie Willis, spoke with the local Atlanta news station, adding the indictment reportedly includes allegations of 3 passings and dozens more. One passing has been identified as Donovan Thomas. As mentioned, Young Thug is accused of renting the 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz that was used in his passing. They added in court, Thomas's passing is extremely significant, Willis said. It occurred back in 2015. What myself and any law enforcement member can tell you, as a result of the back and forth firearm use, many passings have occurred. There has probably been about 50 since 2015. This is from the back and forth between YSL versus other street teams. Now, Young Thug is not accused of being the main person in these passings. The rapper's lawyer, Brian Steele, is actually pushing back all claims against his client. As he stated, Mr. Williams has committed no violation of the law whatsoever. Steele told XXL in a statement last week, "We will fight this case ethically and legally. Mr. Williams will be clear." Now, with the serious allegations of Young Thug and YSL being responsible for 50 passings, there's zero chance the YSL rapper gets released on bond. Similar to other YSL member Gunna, where this breaking news broke on Monday, May 23rd, as Gunna was denied bond once again alongside Young Thug, as prosecutors claimed in court that Gunna holds a command role among YSL. Gunna appeared in court in Fulton County for a bond hearing. During the hearing, prosecutors spelled out why the rapper should remain behind bars until his trial, as prosecutors claim and paint him to be a key member in the YSL organization. The judge ultimately agreed, and Gunna's trial date was reportedly set for next year, as journalist Jewel Wicker was present during the hearing and reported on the event via Twitter, saying, "A judge denied bond for Gunna, set his trial date for January 9th, 2023. She posted, "Prosecutors allege that YSL is a street team, not just a record label. They also allege that Gunna serves in a command role." In a follow-up tweet, she then added, "Prosecutors said that Gunna is a documented team member and that he and Mr. Williams would direct their troops to commit acts." The judge said that his biggest concern was witness tampering. Gunna's attorney can file a renewed motion for bond at a later date. If Young Thug's group YSL is found guilty of 50 passings, Young Thug will be serving life inside a prison. Same with Gunna. Law enforcement will be going through Gunna's cell phones, laptops, and any devices that he owns to gain information to see if he is responsible for anything. If he is also found guilty, Gunna will also be looking at life in prison. Then at the end of the month of May, there was 3 main reasons painted as to why Young Thug will never be released on bond. Let's get into it. First reason is how Young Thug runs his operation. During the court hearing, it was revealed by YSL members that snitched that Young Thug is the head of the organization. Young Thug would often purchase used iPhones in bulk, and he would be using these as burner iPhones. He would then use these iPhones and delete all of the apps within the phone, only leaving FaceTime as his one app, which he would then use to FaceTime his troops to handle business on the streets, whether it was narcotic related, going after rival street members, or other things. Now, when using FaceTime, it's impossible for law enforcement and cell phone providers to tap the phones and listen in on calls. Now, FaceTime is often used by street members as there's no trace of what is said or being able to visually see the call. A very common tactic within street members is FaceTime, where members will FaceTime each other, and if the deed is done, they will just shake their head and end the call. Members that snitched also mentioned that Young Thug is dangerous. case. If you cross him, he will get you and your family. The next reason the prosecutors say Young Thug should not receive bond is during the YSL mansion raid where Young Thug lives, there was GTA type firearms found within the home. Firearms that law enforcement don't even know how he would have obtained them. Now they use this to their advantage against Young Thug in the hearing, telling the judge there's no way you can allow the YSL kingpin Young Thug, the leader of YSL, to be near these firearms or even on social media. He would be able to then direct the rest of the free YSL members to commit acts, delete evidence, or so on. Now, with the last reason being that even with Young Thug behind bars, there is still members within YSL organizing crimes and having crimes started. Now, once news broke that YSL members were snitching inside of the case, some of the YSL members that are currently not in jail were caught trying to delete evidence from the case. As No Jumper reported, a YSL member was caught on an illegal cell phone trying to get someone on the outside to destroy evidence in the Young Thug RICO case. Now this is a very serious situation. Law enforcement has to be on top and surveillance all of the current free YSL members right now, making sure they don't delete any sort of Instagram messages, any sort of photos from any iClouds, and things in that nature. Now this is currently everything we know inside of the Young Thug RICO case. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.